Night and the Gemini crew.
Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Good morning, good evening, good night. We're watching this transmission. We went down again. We're back up. We are down. And something's wrong on YouTube side. YouTube side, I looked into it this week, did some research, and I found out on YouTube side. This is the fourth time I'm trying to live stream into Mike in the Night. So you'll see other little clips, 7-8 second clips going of me trying to log in. The internet's moving fine. The streaming codex is fine that I've been using for years. Something's wrong with YouTube, and they're doing something. I'm not sure what they're doing. I think they're limiting the video. So you're going to see huge buffering. It's going to probably dissuade people from watching the show live. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the show when it goes on replay later. I'm not sure if they're going to continue with the buffering. But it says right here, users will see severe buffering and stoppages at times. So, and it's not my internet. It's not my stream. It's not my connection. It's nothing. So anyways, I'm trying my best here to get the stream up and running. I'm 20 minutes late, guys, for Mike in the Night. And, all right, let's kick off some channel news here. Don't forget to check out some channel news when you get some time. Morning Coffee with Mike, it's been a hit. Housing crisis, what you need to know before buying a foreclosure. Rants and Lifestyle. I did this one today. Intermittent fasting really works. Check it out, guys. And yeah, check out a few things, what's going on. And get over to our community section here. People are asking how my store is going. There's a comment here. Wow, Belinda's live streaming on her own. Got display moved over. So there it is there. I got the store. The store is coming along real nice, guys. And yeah, so it's coming together. Everyone's thumbing up the store here. It's really good. All right, guys. Don't forget to support me on Subscribestar. Don't forget to support me on Minds.com. Get off of Facebook. I already have 84 followers. And look at all these notifications. Look at that. And if you're on get on Minds.com, guys. I'm just waiting to see if the stream could stabilize here a bit. All right, let's keep going here. If you want to support me on Patreon, $1 a month buys me a coffee. If you want to support with $1 a month, I want to say special thank you to my 10 Patreon supporters. And when I reach a certain amount of Patreon supporters, I can stream privately to Patreon supporters for special events. Kind of like a pay-per-view, you know what I'm saying? Mike in the Night pay-per-view. And BitChute, if you're not on BitChute yet, guys, get over there. I hope they start streaming soon because I can start streaming on BitChute. YouTube is just not working, guys. It's basically cutting me back. All right, what's going on in the comment section, guys? We got Supreme Cannon, the Raven, Supreme Cannon again. Dang, 0088. We got Lord Humongous, Supreme Cannon, and the Raven. Everybody in So everybody's doing well here. All right, let's close this. Guys, I'm not sure what's going on, guys. Guys, don't forget to check me out on The Dirty. If you haven't, somebody wrote this about me. It's really good. Mike Martins is a dirty, fat liar, fake, and a fraud. So if you get some time, read some of the comments below on what some people are saying. It's actually pretty good. So check me out on The Dirty. Just type in The Dirty Mike Martins, and my thing comes up. Oh, wow. Only celebrities make this kind of stuff. And let's move on. Let's get on with some news, guys, and what's happening around the world. And before we jump into tonight's topic, tonight we're going to be talking about top 10 everything. Top 10 safest countries, top 10 richest countries, top 10 countries to avoid, top 10 most polluted countries, top 10 just whatever. We're going to check it out and find out what's going on. Supreme Cannon that said, I saw that on The Dirty. You're kind of a gangster. Yeah. Woo! Anyways, guys, I'm not streaming steady here. I'm having it's not connections. My internet's fine. I checked. It's not Zombie Apocalypse Gary in the house. And hi. All I laughed at The Dirty, Mike. Embrace it, Mikey. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't worry, guys. All right, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, let's get into some news before we go. I want to send a shout out to Ramon, who's watching this in Caracas, Venezuela. And he's learning language. He's learning English, and he says, "My English is smooth and easy to understand. Keep up the good work, Mike. We love you here in Venezuela." All right, what's going on in news? Meet the Madam Estin, arrested, cast spotlight on Clinton links socialite. I don't know. That's something happening with that guy. I don't know. They've been targeting him for a while. Manhattan goes dark. Major power outage hits New York City on anniversary of 1977 Great Blackout. So it's been exactly 42 years since the last blackout. The quake to make Los Angeles radioactive dead zone. 2 coastal reactors upwind of 10 million people that are surrounded by earthquake faults and tsunami zone like the one where the 4 Fukushima reactors have exploded. Okay, we got Steve the Plumber in the house, Lord Humongous in the house. Everyone's joining us. The best and the worst states for retirees. Let's take a look at this, guys. Before we get into tonight's show. The best and worst states for retirees. All right. So this is the best, I guess? Oh, okay, and here's the worst. Okay. So the best states. Number 1, overall rank, Nebraska. Affordability is good, crime is low, culture is decent, weather is okay, and wellness is decent. Iowa's number 2. Missouri, number 3. South Dakota, number 4. Florida, number 5. Kentucky, number 6. Kansas, number 7. North Carolina, number 7. Kansas, number 7. Oh, and North Carolina are both tied for 7. Number 9, Montana, and number 10, Hawaii. Hawaii and Montana are in the more towards the west. Obviously, Hawaii's far west, but Montana's further west. But everything else is in the east. Wow. Okay, and 10 worst states to live in. South Carolina, New Jersey. But South Carolina has good wellness and decent weather. That's the thing, right? New Jersey, number 2, is the worst state. California, number 3. Oregon, number 4. Nevada, number 5. Washington, Illinois, Alaska, New York, and Maryland. These are all the states. Washington's there. Every state on the West Coast. Look, Washington, California. Where's Oregon? Oregon. There you go. Every state on the West Coast is the worst state to live in. Whew. Okay, so we got the blackout. Yeah, I mentioned the blackout here already, guys. It's just an anniversary, guys. Let them enjoy it. It's up here. I already mentioned it. Blackout is on its 42nd year anniversary. Caused by lightning strike and electrical substation plunged New York City into darkness for 25 hours. That's okay, guys. Let them get some quiet time. Make some babies. Healthcare providers in Canada turn to CBD to help difficult dementia symptoms. I got some CBD oil for my dad, who has cancer right now, so I appreciate all the prayers. And the death of the homebuyer bidding war. U.S. homebuyer markets have cooled off so quickly that buyers are now 4 times likely to face bidding wars than 12 months ago. Because of the financial capital, outflows from China have stopped. And now with China's new social credit scores, it's very hard for anyone to get any money out of China. So that's what's happening there. So people in the comment section talking about Deutsche Bank. Don't forget to join us, guys, live. I'm trying to get the stream up live. I'm having a lot of difficulties. I think YouTube's going to start stripping people's channels they don't like. They're going to start stripping the... no one gets notifications. No one gets, So I'm thinking what's happening is now they're going to start stripping people from doing live streams, even though they're not breaking any of YouTube's rules. Worldwide semiconductor equipment sales collapsed in 2019. No bottom until first Q of 20. Nuclear is Japan's only choice for energy independence. A third of all European IGB bonds have negative yields. That's a big deal, guys. Everyone giving in money. Everyone putting in money to get back less. It's like going to rob a bank but leaving your money at the bank when you rob it and you forget to rob it and you left your money there. That's exactly what it is. Meanwhile, in China, Beijing is losing control of its economy. Oh, another one. Over 700 black vest migrants occupy Paris Pantheon demanding citizenship. So they did this a few months ago, and they keep doing this every couple of months where they demand citizenship, and it's called the Black Vest Movement in Paris. Can't talk too much about it anymore, and you know what I'm saying, guys? Because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. Anything you talk about specifically or get into specifics. Yeah, eBankU says the stream keeps lagging for me. Yeah, buddy, you know what? They are, I'm not of a choice. I'm not like a top branded choice for YouTube to provide streaming privileges. So what they do is just they do this to frustrate creators. So let's see who's streaming well. Let's go to see right here. So this has got millions of views, and this posted a day and a half ago. 10 products that come to life when you add water. Young Thug and Manson Rabesy told Town Road. Okay. World's largest game of dodgeball. This is all important stuff, guys. Thank you. Got 1 million views. Sign up to email updates to pre-order future restocks. I don't know what that is. Billie Eilish, bad guy with Justin Bieber audio. I made a mistake. Okay. So these people could stream without any problems whatsoever. Jamang Jovi Gobi Cuisine. Monopoly. Giant Monopoly. So guys, YouTube is finished, guys. YouTube, these are the channels that could stream. Look, Jamie Kimball, let's make fun of Trump. So, you know, it's almost like, yeah. So everybody is here. All right. So everyone's getting buffering warnings. I know they are because it's telling me that it's not my internet. They're having issues on their end. So, guys, I'm really sorry about this. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, let's move on. Let's move on to top 10. All right, top 10 cheapest countries to live and work. Top 10 cheapest countries to live and work. Do you regularly catch yourself staring at your cubicle window? No, I'm not. So let's move on. How lower cost of living can be one of the best perks to working abroad. Okay, here goes. So these are the top 10 countries to live and work. Cheapest. Vietnam is number 1 on the list. For those wanting to live and work in an exotic place but not pay a fortune, Vietnam is any budget traveler's dreams. It's one of the best, cheapest countries to live in for expats. Although Vietnam is still a bit of an insider tip when it comes to cheap countries in which to live and travel, there's plenty to see and do. Vietnam has stunning landscapes to explore, delicious local cuisine for foodies, is also somewhat of an adventure travel destination. Popular jobs there. The most popular job for foreigners in Vietnam is teaching English. Okay. Cost of living. As with most countries, the cost of living in Vietnam depends on the city region you choose to spend. Okay, so you're looking at $1 to $3 a meal, and you could get taxis for 30 cents, and a small apartment could cost you about $250 a month. So all in with food per day, you're looking at about $350 with food and rent. So Vietnam is number 1, guys. Okay. Number 2, Costa Rica. Costa Rica is probably the most popular country in Central America, and for a very good reason. Not just because it's the top 10 cheapest countries to live in. Lush jungles, tropical beaches, and friendly locals. And what is going on? Popular jobs: teaching English, tourism, and scuba diving. Cost of living: a meal in a local restaurant will cost $3 to $6. Rent runs from $300 to $800 per month, depending on the size of apartment location. Local transportation costs about 70 cents per trip. Recommended job: becoming a driving teacher with Gap Force. Okay. Number 3, Bulgaria. That's Europe, guys. All right, we got a European country in here. You might be surprised to find Bulgaria on our list, the cheapest countries to live and work, but hear us out. If you'd love to work and live abroad in Europe, but are put off by the high prices, popular jobs: teaching English. Where's the price of okay, here. Cost of living: rent. One bedroom apartment costs $230 a month. A meal in an inexpensive restaurant will set you back $5, and a trip to a public transportation could cost $1. Mexico. Mexicanos grita la guerra. Yes, I know the Mexican national anthem. I lived there for 2 years. Anyways, okay, Mexico. Viva Mexico. Popular jobs: tourism, teaching English, au pair, and sales positions are all available. Cost of living: a 1-bedroom costs $200 to $500 per month. Street food, $1 per meal, and monthly pass for local transportation starts at $16. Recommended job: world-class nannies, Job opportunities for au pairs. Okay, South Africa. South Africa. Well, we're going to skip this one because they're destroying farmers there. All right, China. It might not be your typical work abroad destination, but working in China can be both very affordable and very lucrative at the same time. Salaries here are higher than any other Asian countries, and economies is booming. So, popular jobs. Teaching English, the most popular job for expats, but au pairs jobs can be found easily. Cost of living in China can be surprisingly low if you avoid the big cities. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment is $300. A meal in a local restaurant costs about $3. Number 7, South Korea. Woo! South Korea. South Korea is the cheapest country in which to work and live. Okay. Popular jobs, teaching English and sales. Cost of living, while higher than Southeast Asian countries, Korea is still very affordable, with rents from one bedroom starting at $375 and restaurant meals starting from $6. Thailand. Woo! I've been there twice. No list of the best and the cheapest restaurants in the world would be complete without a mention of Thailand. All right. Popular jobs here. Teaching English is the most common, but hospitality jobs are also available. Cost of living. It is possible to live perfectly well in $600. For example, you could find $1 meals at street stalls, markets, and food courts and malls. Rent can be as low as $150 per month. To own a studio in Western-style complex, a ride in public transport starts at 30 cents. Peru. If you're after a once-in-a-lifetime adventure on a budget, Peru might be perfect country for you. Yeah, you got to go to Cusco. Cusco's really nice. Peru's nice. Oh, Jason Axton says, my cousin went to teach English in South Korea, got locked up by bus driver. Wow. No, Portugal, this is the top 10 cheapest countries. So, Poland. Wow, Poland, hold on. Peru is cheap, $2.50 for an apartment, and a meal will set you back $1 to $3. And Poland. Customer service is the biggest job there. Cost of living for a one bedroom is $350. And food is only around $5. All right, guys, this is the top 10 cheapest countries to live and work. Alrighty. Top 10 countries the easiest to settle in. Number 1, USA. It's very hard to... I tried immigrating there and I was declined, so I went through the book, did everything got a lawyer, did everything by the book. Canada, number 2. Yeah, Canada is proud of one of the most immigrant-friendly countries in the world. Number 3, Australia! Woo! All the countries that have, like, serious housing issues, eh? Australia is a popular destination for South African and the UK. The British attracted a wide open spaces, larger houses, beach lifestyle, great weather. South Africans see it as a safe haven with many of positive aspects of South Africa, added attractions in Australia's easy regulations for permanent residency. John says you can live pretty cheap in Central Florida for sure. Someone's asking me what I think of Area 51. I don't know. We'll probably do a show on that one day. Not too sure. Probably get someone on the show that's been there. Number 5, Germany. Germany has got a very good economic and high level of education. And immigration's flooding in there. Number 6, New Zealand. Number 7, United Emirates. Brazil. Norway, number 9. Argentina, number 10. Yeah, baby. Woo! Briggs in the house. Okay. World's top richest countries by private wealth. Okay, I don't care about how rich the country is. It's private wealth. Top 10 countries, private wealth. What do we got going on here? Oh, it's one of these. You have to see a picture every time. Number 10, Italy. Number 9, France. Number 8, Canada. I wonder, wow, Canada's got like, wow. It's got a lot of private wealth, I guess. Number 7, Australia. I like how it has Chinese writing here on the bottom of Australia. Number 6, India. Number 5, Germany. Number 4, the United Kingdom. Number 3, Japan. Wow, I guess people in Japan have a lot of personal wealth, eh? Number 2, China. It's number 1. USA! It's got the most personal wealth, private wealth. So we got Catherine Lane from South Africa saying, hi from South Africa. Yes, it's cheap here, but our salaries are low due to weak rand. eBank U is in Japan, and he could back us up by saying that Japan, the Japanese are good at saving. So they're number 3. So they're good at saving money. They don't frivolly spend their money. And we got John Axton saying, health is wealth. That's right, guys. That's right. Whew, it's hot in here, guys. It's really hot, and I'm already out of water. It's a hot one, guys. Top 10. Okay, that's the richest countries. Safest countries. Yay! So let's get into more, I don't know, just like, you know, this was brought out a week and a half ago. So all the top 10 charts came out for 2019. So let's go with the top 10 safest countries. All right. Number 1, Iceland. Number 2, New Zealand. Number 3, Portugal. Number 4, Austria. Number 5, Denmark. Number 6, Canada. Number 7, Singapore. Number 8, Slovenia. Number 9, Japan. And number 10, Czech Republic. Those are the top 10 safest countries in the world. Portugal's number 3. Portugal was number 2. And then it moved down to number 3, and then it went down to number 9, and then it went back to number 3 for 2019. So this is the safest countries in the world. Interesting. So you have Ireland down the list, you have Australia down the list. Where's America? Okay, UK is way down the list. Where the hell's America? Okay, am I on drugs? Where the hell's America? Okay, let's go back from the top. So Japan's up there too. Number 9. Then Czech Republic's number 10. I don't see the United States. Spain is way down the list. Uruguay's down the list. Italy's... all these countries are way down the list. Almost at the end. Why am I not seeing the United States here? It's like 88th. Woo! Woo! United States, I can't find it because it's like at the bottom beside Saudi Arabia and Azerbaijan. Guys, this is the safest. Woo! Safest countries. Okay, so United States is in between Niger. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's read the list. Honduras, Bahrain, Myanmar, Nigeria, Africa du Sud, South Africa, the United States, Saudi Arabia, Azerbaijan, and then Ethiopia. Well, I shouldn't laugh. Mexico is way down there, and so is Mexico and Iran. Oh, look at Israel. It's way at the bottom. Like at the bottom of the list. Okay, these are the top 10 like the very most dangerous countries, okay? Okay. Someone in the comments is saying, Cow Bites is saying lower than Kenya. Okay, Afghanistan is the most dangerous country. Syria, South Sudan, Yemen, Iraq, Somalia, Libya, Russia? Really? Russia? Then Pakistan, Turkey, Sudan, Ukraine, North Korea, Nigeria, Lebanon, Israel, Mali, Venezuela, Colombia, Palestine, India, Mexico, Iran, Cameroon, Chad, Egypt, Burundi, Philippines. Well, Philippines is way down there too. Eritrea, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, Azerbaijan, Saudi Arabia, United States. No, it's not a fake list. It's not. I get this email sent to me because I used to be part of the Census You Counted Bureau. So I was part of the Census You Counted Bureau for many years. So, okay, so let's keep going. So Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia. So what's safer than America? South Africa, Niger, Myanmar, Burnham, Honduras, Mauritania, Nicaragua, Kenya, Armenia, Thailand, Brazil, Turkmenistan. Guys, I used to volunteer every year for Census You Counted, and I'm still on their mail list. And they send me this stuff just for reference. All right, well, we took care of the cheapest cities, or the most safest cities. Okay, someone's saying in the comment section, competing game store owners will yell profanity at you for no reason. Yes! Someone that understands me in the comments for once. All right, guys, let's move on to the next list. Top 10 cleanest countries in the world. So we went over the top 10 safest countries. So now what we're going to do in tonight's show, we're going to take the top 10 and see how many of them fall into the same top 10s. So we went to the safest country, okay? Now we're going to go to cleanest countries. Way to check countries cleanest in the world by looking at the environmental performance. So this is coming to us from the Environmental Performance Index, EPI. And it's Yale University, Columbia University. Okay, number 1, Finland. Number 2, Iceland. See, Iceland has great air quality, has strict policies when it comes to smoking. Okay. Number 3, Sweden. Number 4, Denmark. Nordic country with 4 top spots occupied. Number 5, Slovenia. Number 6, Spain. Number 7, Portugal. So Portugal made 2 top 10 lists. They're in the safest and the cleanest. I mean, I'm not adding the most richest by wealth. You're going to have a tough time competing in those countries. We're talking about safe, clean. And who else was in this top 10? We had Iceland. I think we had Slovenia in this top 10 cleanest countries. Kind of funny that Spain and Portugal are next to each other on the list. For those unfamiliar, the 2 countries are right next to each other on the map, with Portugal being a smaller nation of the 2. Portugal has better air quality than Spain, has more efficient system for renewable energy utilization. It has the largest solar power plants in the world, and the Muron power station, and houses the first ever commercial wave power farm in Aguacadura farm. So they have wave farms there, where they collect electricity from the ocean. Estonia, number 8. I've never been to that part, like a former expansion of the former Soviet Union. Mind you, it's only 1.3 million people that live in Estonia, right? So it's not that tough. Number 9, Malta. And number 10, France. And those are the top 10 cleanest countries in the world. All right, let's look at the top most polluted cities in the world. Ranked. According to the World Health Organization, the air in these 30 cities was found to be the most polluted in 2016. The air in these cities contains high levels of dangerous particulate matter small enough to enter a human bloodstream throughout the lungs, a problem that contributes to the estimated 7 million premature deaths each year. So these are least to most polluted cities, guys. Least to most... okay, here goes. Number 2. So number 1, Jaipur, India. Number 3. So there's number 29. So we're going down to the worst. Tangshan, China. Steel mills like the one seen in this picture are leading the contributor particulate matter for Air China's province. Kampala, Uganda. Pollution reaches cities emissions leading cause of air pollution in Kampala. Agra, India. Polluted haze is visible in the photo of the Taj Mahal. Bashir, India. There's a large nuclear power plant in Bashir, but frequently dust storms and vehicle emissions are to blame for dense polluted air. Narayangangu, Bangladesh. Whoa, look at that! They're on a cruise ship! Number 8, Hengushi, China. This chemical factory in Hengushi might feed Hebei province's booming economy, but it's also contributed to the region's dangerous level of air pollution. Number 23, Rawalpindi, Pakistan. Wow, that looks bad. Look at that blackness and the guy covering his face. This area of Pakistan is home to steel rolling mills. Oof. 22, Mandi, Gabonir, India. Again, steel industry. Amiristar, India, number 21. Peshawar, Pakistan. Brick factories. Handan, China. Wow. Lucknow, India. Firozabad, India. Kanhan, India. It's the Indian state of Punjab. Kanpur, India. Xinjiang, China. Wow, look at that, man. Everyone's wearing masks. There's no sun in the sky. Look at the pollution. Holy Christ. Daman, Saudi Arabia. Latina, India. Delhi, India, number 11. Number 10, Buading, China. Look at the chimneys, pouring a cloud into the skyline of coal. Qinghai, China. Wow. And they're fishing in that river too? Number 8, Bamandin, Cameroon. Number 7, Raipur, India. Number 6, Patna, India. Number 5, Al Jubail, Saudi Arabia. Number 4, Riyadh, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Number 3, Allahabad, India. Wow, look at this. What? It's that polluted? The residents of Allahabad deal with the perfect storm of pollution. Changing wind patterns, coal-burning plants, vehicle emissions, and deforestation all levels in the city, quite literally in dust. Look at that. Holy crap. Number 2, Gwalior, India. And number 1 is Zalabularan. Children play in a cloud of dust, a primarily meteorological phenomenon. Zabul, though naturally occurring, the dust storms are filling particulars that can damage human lungs in a matter of hours. Holy crap. Holy crap. Wow. Okay, guys, let's move on to the world's cheapest, safest retirement countries. Austria, number 1. Australia, number 2. Okay, this is cheapest, safest retirement countries. Australia, number 2. Number 3, Czech Republic. Number 4, Portugal. Number 5, Slovenia. Number 6, Spain. Number 7, Malaysia. Number 8, Chile. Number 9, Costa Rica. Number 10, Uruguay. And the top 10 most welcoming country. So guys, so we're looking for all this stuff, right? We want retirement, we want cleanliness, so we want safe, cleanliness, and retirement, and most importantly, welcoming. The first time ever with the Expat Insider, Portugal claims the top position as the country with the friendliest attitude towards foreign residents. Regulating Taiwan and Mexico to second and third place. Additional expats can expect a warm welcome in Cambodia, Brunei, Costa Rica, Oman, Colombia, Vietnam, and Canada. So here it goes. Number 1, Portugal. Portugal has climbed 9 places to claim the title of the friendliest country towards foreign residents worldwide. The sunny country offers equally warm welcome to its expats, with 36% of respondents saying they felt home straight away. Nearly doubled the global average, 19%, when asked if they possibly stay in Portugal forever. Almost 47% said yes. According to a Dutch expat, the Portuguese look after each other. Close to 4 in 5 expats, 79%, regard the Portuguese as welcoming, and almost 29% say the local residents make up the majority of their friendship group. So it's important when you go to a country to retire that you could get along with everybody there, and you could, a figure much higher than the average global expat circle. So Portugal right now ranks number 1, and it's number 1 for expats. It's number 1 for it's the country alone is higher than the average expat global circle. Number 2, Taiwan. I've been to Taiwan, and Number 3, Mexico. And Mexico's dropped to number 3 only because there's a lot of crime there. That's the only problem. Number 4, Cambodia. Number 5, Bahrain. Number 6, Costa Rica. Number 7, Oman. Number 8, Colombia. Number 9, Vietnam. And number 10, Canada? General friendliness in Canadians is more than just positive stereotype. I don't know about Canada. Like, when I live in the big cities, here in towns, yeah. But in the big cities, I don't think so, guys. In the big cities, everyone's always mad. All right, let's take in some calls. So, top 10 countries. We went over them. Let's get the Raven on. He's off tonight. Let's see if we can get him to talk to us.
Hello.
Raven, what's up, dog?
How's it going?
It's going good, buddy.
So?
Okay, so I'm doing the top 10s. Top 10 most welcoming countries. Top 10 cheapest and safest countries for retirement.
Well,
top 10 cleanest countries. So
I got one for you.
What's that?
Top 10 unemployment in Canada. Nunavik, number 1.
Really? Continue.
Northwest Territories, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, PEI, and then it goes all the way over to Alberta. Then it comes back to Ontario, Manitoba. Yeah.
So,
Top 10. I was looking at it earlier.
okay. What's happening in your sector? I know you work on the train on the rails. What's happening? Is there you looking at more layoffs? You looking at less traffic?
We were at 100 layoffs. We're down to 75 layoffs. Had a little bit of, I don't know. There were some issues with some derailments and that. We called some people back. So yeah, it's slower. And I talked to my neighbor. He works at CP, and he said it's slower there. So we're down about 20% in the last 3-4 months. We're down 20% in traffic in Canada on the railroads. So it's slowing down.
Okay, so let's start. Where's the safest place you've been to, Raven? If you traveled a lot, what's the safest place you think is? What do you think in your opinion?
I don't think it's Winnipeg. I'll tell you that. The safest place, the last place I went was Dominican.
Did you feel safe there?
Yeah, as long as I stayed on the resort in the town, yeah, it was pretty safe there, I guess. Although I've heard that there's a lot of Americans that have, like 9 have died in Dominican in the last year.
Oh, did they die of malaria, or they were just like robbed?
Oh, I think I think they were calling it the minibar murderer. I think somebody was putting something in the drinks in the minibars in the rooms.
What?
All American tourists. Yeah, if you Google it, you'll see Dominican tourists dying 9 in the last year, and healthy people too, just for no reason.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there's that. And before that, I guess I was in Mexico, and I didn't feel too safe in Mexico.
No.
Playa del Carmen. Yeah, it's not a great. I don't know. It's just a lot of shady people. Acamel. I walked through the town of Acamel, and yeah, I kind of thought we were going to get mugged.
Yeah, you know the thing about Mexico is it was really good when I used to go back in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Where like 2001, 2002, because I spent 2 years there, and it was really good. And it was an up and coming country. John Axton is saying biggest fear in Mexico is the cops. No. What you do when you're there, you ask them if you need a permit to be where you are, and then they ask you, yes, you need a permit. Then you ask them, can I buy a permit? And then you just pay them 200 pesos.
Yeah, but that's not right either.
Well, that's what happened in Mexico. I was with my friend. We were just chilling. We came back from a soccer match in Mexico City. We're driving back. He pulled over. He wanted to go get some stuff in the 7-Eleven, and he wanted to get gas. So we pulled over. The police came. They talked to me. They go, "Hey man, what are you doing here?" I go, "Oh, my friend just went to go get a drink." He goes, and then he goes, "What are you doing here?" And then the other guy comes outside and says, "Oh, officer, don't worry. He's with me." He's like, "Do we need a permit to be here?" And he goes, "Yes, you do." He goes, "How much can I buy a permit?" "Yeah, that's 200 pesos. And he gave him 200 pesos and he left.
You know, they didn't have Slurpees in the 7-Eleven in Tumel, in
Really?
Tulum. Yeah, in Tulum. I walked in. I said, Slurpees? I think she thought I said herpes.
Oh, herpes.
I said, you have no Slurpees. There's no Slurpee machines. It was super hot. I'm like, where's the Slurpees? She just looked at me weird, like, I don't know. She
Okay,
didn't know what I was talking about.
Raven, I want to ask you, if you could retire to another country, okay, where would you prefer?
I really like the Dominican. I
So-
liked it there. I said, people who go to Mexico have never been to Dominican.
I've been to Santo Domingo and Puerto Plata, Mama Juana.
I never been to Santo Domingo. I think that would be a little, yeah, I don't know. I like the resorts.
I got into a huge street fight in Santo Domingo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but anyways,
You know that picture you put up of the General Lee?
yeah.
You know, it's a good thing Daisy Duke was lying on the roof, because you couldn't show that Confederate flag now.
Why?
My friend ordered a General Lee from the States,
Right.
and the guy had to tape up the flag on the top. He had to cover it and tape it up before he shipped it up here. Yeah.
It's just a rebel Southern flag.
Yeah, I know. But people make a big stink about that now.
It's a flag from the South, and there's a flag for the North. The Confederate States of America, right?
Yeah, it's to some people it's racist.
Really?
Yeah, I went to a flea market. The guy sells all those die-cast cars, and I said, "Oh, that's a nice General Lee." He goes, "Yeah, I ordered it," and the guy had to send it up with the flag covered. I just thought that was so bizarre. It's like, man, is this what the world's coming to?
Well, you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is, when I was in Jackson, Mississippi, I met a black gentleman who was walking up and down, very, very well dressed as a southern soldier for the South, and he had the flag on his shoulder, and he was like in perfect military form from the 1840s, 1850s for the South, and he was people were taking pictures with him, and he had the rebel flag, and he was teaching people and explaining to people how the history is not what it is. Like the South, the whole Civil War was all about banks. It wasn't about freeing slaves. It was nothing about that. And he was giving us like a 10-minute speech educating us. And then people, kids and everybody were taking pictures with him. Yeah,
all wars are about banks.
Yeah, you know. But it's hot where I'm at. Is it hot where you at, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just standing outside right now. It's beautiful. Beautiful weather. But it's hot all day. Super hot.
Is my transmission stuttering a bit, or?
No, it's good. Good. Nice and clear.
Okay, because I'm having troubles getting it off the I've been having a lot of troubles getting off the start this I've been having a lot of issues.
Yeah, it's Steve was asking me if I believe that Canada will cut rates this year.
They have to.
I don't know. Stephen Palaz, he says we're going to hold steady for a couple years. Okay. Inflation is at bay. We're going to hold steady. And then down south, you have Donald Trump saying, "Oh, best economy ever, best economy ever." He's so full of it, eh? Best economy ever. But we got to cut rates.
Yeah, no. Why are you cutting rates if it's the best economy? You should raise rates so then the bond market goes up, so people could invest in the 3 and the 5 and the 10 year and keep the treasuries afloat.
Yeah, I don't think the bond market's going up. I think
okay. Then if the bond market, if you lower interest rates, bond markets go down, and guess what? They're going to sell off treasuries. Who's going to buy the American debt?
Who is buying the debt? Answer me that. Who's buying the debt? If you watch Catherine Austin Fitts, she says they stole $21 trillion. Her and Mark Skidmore, the professor, they've got all the data. They downloaded it before the U.S. could take it off the internet. They got it. They've got them dead to rights. You guys stole $21 trillion. Who's buying the debt? The U.S. is buying their own debt because nobody's buying their debt. Everybody's a net seller of their debt. They're selling their debt and buying gold. Even Poland.
Russia, China, and who else? Russia, China, Venezuela. You know, Venezuela's gold was forfeited by the Bank of England, eh?
Yeah, I don't think they want to give it back to Maduro.
Of course they're not going to give it back.
Of course. But who are they to say he can't have his gold?
No, that's just how it is. And when I was watching Gerald Celente today on his show, and he was talking about America, he was reading an article saying, "You don't want to mess around with America. You better do what they say." And then Gerald Celente said, "Who the hell is America to tell countries what to do, who to sell to, and what to buy? Who the hell does America think they are?"
Yeah, really. You know, they're strangleholding Iran. They're strangling them. They're doing it to Venezuela. Look what they've done to them. And China. They've got China too. You know, they've weaponized their dollar. You know what? There was a point I wanted to make there with Steve about that interest rate cut. I think that Stephen Palaz, he just says they're going to hold steady on those rates. The U.S. is going to cut. They're going to cut and cut and cut, and that stock market is going to go up and up and up. Yeah. It's going to go to 2,000 Dow probably by the end of this year. It was at 14,000 Dow in 2008. It dropped to 6,000 with the crash, and now it's up 21,000 higher than that. Yeah. If you take the 2001 low, if you take the 2008 low, and you put a ruler across those, it ends up at 4,000 Dow, which will be our next low. That should be the next crash to 4,000 Dow. That's a loss of 23,000 Dow right now. Yeah, 72% of American pensions are investing in equities. They've gone speculative because they can't make the money off of bonds and other.
Well, you're not going to make crap off bonds anyway.
Well, they're 72% of those pensions are now betting on the stock market, and 54% of Canadian pensions are betting on the stock market. They had to get speculative to make the yield because interest rates are so low, and now they're going to raise them. This is not going to end very well.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not.
But hey, this could take another year, 2, 3, and maybe we just turn into Japan.
Yeah.
I think there's too many dominoes around the world for us to just float into a zombie stage like Japan. I think with Deutsche Bank.
Deutsche Bank. I'd rather buy a pack of smokes than buy a stock in their company.
Well, it's such an illegal bank, the stuff that they've done, and that Trump coming out and putting down Bitcoin. That's all BS. Okay, those guys created it. Look at Aaron Russo, the whistleblower video of him and David Rockefeller. Rockefeller told him in 2000, there's going to be a happening next year. It's going to allow us to go for the oil. We're going to RFID chip everyone. Russo tells you he's got nothing to gain from that. He was wealthy. He was famous. His principal told him to go and whistleblow on the Rockefeller, his friend. And he said, we're going to RFID. These guys wanted us digital from the 70s. This Bitcoin, Sashimoki, whatever, the BS. That's the NSA. They were working on that stuff in the 90s. They're going to turn us digital. It's complete power. The central banks are going to own everything. We're going to have nothing but a little chip in our hand. That's it. And that's all you're going to get.
Hold on. We got Nick Mavrosky in the comments saying corporate buybacks mean the pool is smaller as well. Oh, yeah. Corporate buybacks, naked stock trades. That's right. We got who else said something here? Yeah, Poland wants its gold back from England. Lord Humongous says Bank of England is still holding Poland's gold. I don't know how many tons, but they're not releasing their Poland gold.
Yeah. So, I don't think they're going to let gold and silver rise. You know what? They make the rules. I'm holding a lot of silver, like a lot, way overvalued and way overweight in silver, and I don't think they're going to let silver rise. I just don't think they're going to let it rise.
Oh, why would they let silver rise? Because all the silver stackers will make, and that will actually bring balance to the market.
The minute that it starts to go up, they're just going to flood the futures market. They're going to just flood it, just like they did when Trump got elected. It went up $150 that night, and it was down $50 by the morning, lower than when it started. They unloaded 8,000 metric tons of paper. They can do it anytime they want. Yeah. And I just don't think they're going to let it rise. But I do believe that cryptos, if you get in now in certain cryptos, that they're like the Betamax and VHS stage right now of movies. That's you're in the ground floor right now of those cryptos. That's the future.
Yeah.
So if you can buy and hold.
So. All right. So a lot of economic in the mix, a lot of economic mixing up with a lot of the like it's all coming to term. Someone's gonna have to pay for this mess, and you know what? The corporate elites, and they're just not doing things right.
Have you been following the Epstein case?
I don't care about that, man. I don't care about that guy.
No, I'll tell you something. That Jeffrey Epstein, they're saying that he may be intelligence. That guy was put there to get as many videos as he could of Trump, of Clinton, of Prince William, of the King of Saudi, all of them. That guy's got all the goods on everybody. Who sent him in there to do that? There's something bigger with that Epstein case, and they're bringing it out now. Look at the Panama Papers. When that incident happened, they did that on purpose. These things are released when they want them to be released. Certain key people and higher-ups are playing this. It's all public perception and everything that they want to achieve. But is everything lining up for a certain date? They've got Brexit for Halloween coming up. Now they've got this big Epstein case that's going to run up into and through Halloween.
Wait, but hold on. There won't be a date. We always, as it's human nature, for the last 2,000 years, we're always looking for that specific day, that one day,
I'm not
the
picking
date.
A date. I'm not dumb enough to pick a date.
Oh, okay.
the date will come and go, and credibility will be lost. Look at Bo Polney. I can't believe people listen to that Bo Polney on YouTube. That guy's unbelievable. Every Tuesday, it's going to crash. Well, I know.
It sounds like AMTV. I don't know if you remember AMTV.
You know what? He went crazy. Like everything that he says is like off the charts. Oh, it's a nuclear war tomorrow. Oh, there's going to be earthquake. He just went nuts. Mm-hmm. Very crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of control.
I like this one. My Lamborghini. Hold on. My Lamborghini. Where's my Lamborghini there? I'm looking for my Lamborghini remix. You know, hi, I'm here in my garage. And I'm here with my Lamborghini.
You know what? I sold my Corvette 1 year ago today on Friday, July the 13th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. It was a sunny day, Friday, July the 13th. Friday the 13th, I was driving my Corvette, and I looked somewhere where I shouldn't have been looking, and when I looked in front of me again, there was a caravan stopped right in front of me.
Oh, my God. Did you hit the back?
Lamborghini here.
Oh, yeah, I wrote my car off. I wrote my bed off. Yeah, done. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fun to drive.
Oh, no, whatever. Hey, I should have been watching the road.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, Raven, thanks for that update on everything, and we'll keep in touch. We'll probably have you on next week if you're not working.
Yeah, no, yeah, just by luck it was off tonight. Okay.
You take care, brother.
Yeah, take it easy. Bye.
Good night. That's the Raven from Murderpeg, a.k.a. Winnipeg.
In the Hollywood Hills. But you know what I like a lot more than knowledge? This new Lamborghini here. But you know what I like a lot more than the new Lamborghini here? My TEDx talk where I talk about this
new Lamborghini here.
In fact, I'm a lot more proud of these 7 new Hollywood Hills that I had to...
A Lamborghini here. There's enough crap out there. You guys don't need to listen to lunatics. Prince Andrew with underage girl. Oh, we got Leaf. Who the hell is this?
It's Leaf.
I know. What's up, brother?
So what's the show topic tonight?
Oh, people ask me, like, Mike, what are the countries to move to? What are the countries for that? What's the countries, blah, blah, blah. So today we cover the top 10 cheapest countries to live and work, top 10 easiest countries to immigrate to, top 10 richest countries with private wealth, and top 10, what was this one? Top 10 safest countries, and then top 10 cleanest countries, and cheapest and safest retirement, and most welcoming countries. Portugal got safest country in the top 10, cleanest country in the top 10, and retirement countries in the top 10, and Portugal ranked number 1 for the friendliest country and a family-like acceptance. And then second was Iceland.
Iceland?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Actually, Iceland would be pretty... Yeah.
Iceland got 3 top lists here. They got I think they got the safest country. Yeah, Iceland's the safest.
Well, they're very remote, and they don't allow a lot of immigration, and they're not really easy to get to.
They're number 2. They're number 2 with the cleanest countries.
Well, they have all the green energy, right? All the thermal.
Mm-hmm.
So they got all that cheap electricity, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with that, but any of the... As far as retiring goes, I'd probably go to any of the Eastern Blocs or like Portugal or the Baltic states. That'd be good ones for like safe and.
Like you're talking about like what's that country called that we mentioned earlier in the show? Estonia.
Sure, if you have money, those are not the country. Those are the countries you go to retire. They're not the countries you go to make the money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I would say the Western countries is probably the best place to make money. I'm not sure, like Canada, America, England, Germany, all these other countries. But I wouldn't say they're the safest and that they have a lot of problems and social issues.
Yeah. You know, when I went to the top 10, where was it? Not cheapest. It was the safest countries. Okay, there's a list here, right? America's like 80 something.
You know, the safest country that I can think of right now on the top of my head is probably Japan.
Yep.
You're,
Okay.
You're not going to get anywhere safer.
Okay, let's start over again. Number 1, Iceland. Number 2, New Zealand. Number 3, Austria. Number 4, Portugal. Number 5, Denmark. Number 6, Canada. Number 7, Czech Republic. Number 8, Singapore. Number 9, Japan. And number 10, Ireland.
I'm surprised Japan's not number 1.
No.
Just because they have a very homogeneous society and culture. Very low crime.
Well, Iceland is the safest, so...
They're also their own island remote as well.
Yeah. So is New Zealand, followed by New Zealand, then Portugal, then Austria, Denmark, Canada. But you know what? Let's go down here to the, like, America. America's way down the list, like 88th. So listen to this, okay? Watch this. Niger, okay?
Oh, God.
South Africa.
Oh, God.
Okay? United States.
I have a, well, you know what? It's probably those statistics are very skewed due to certain areas, right?
Right. Okay, but look.
Because I don't think all of America you can compare it to a country like South Africa.
It's got very dangerous cities. So look, here it goes. Look, watch. Niger is safer. South Africa is safer. United States, and then what's more dangerous, right next to the United States, Saudi Arabia. Their number 1 ally. And then
those statistics must be being skewed somehow because it doesn't make sense to me how a country like South Africa could be on par almost with America.
Well, but you got to remember that there is a lot of like gangs and stuff too in the States, right?
Well, it must be places like Chicago that are skewing the statistics.
Yeah, Los Angeles. And remember the homelessness, right? There's 47,000.
I'm surprised Canada's so high up on the list, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. I was completely.
Because the middle provinces are basically a shit show. There's a lot of problems that are going on in, like, say, Winnipeg and Saskatchewan and northern Alberta. A lot of bad stuff goes on in there. A lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of problems in Toronto too. So I don't really.
So leave. Where would you retire to if you had a choice? Like one country. Pick it now.
Oh, Japan, easy. But...
Okay, retire to Japan. Where would you like to
make my money?
If you could work somewhere. Yeah, if you could make a life and work somewhere.
Switzerland. Yep. Or Luxembourg or one of those countries that is almost impossible to get into, but that you make big bucks. You can make more money than an engineer flipping hamburgers in Switzerland.
So we got Double A saying, I didn't receive notifications for this show. Take a number. No one gets notifications. I had a tough time getting online tonight.
Dude, it said YouTube has been saying you've been online live streaming for 3 days straight. I actually Skyped you, texted you, and I was like, is the show going to be on tonight? And I checked your videos, and there was no live feed, but it said you were live, which was weird. That's a new problem.
Yeah, no, it's
much worse than notifications that's not showing.
Yeah. No one gets, a lot of people are going to, like Barry says, that is nonsense. Gangs are regional. You can move out and never see them again. But I think they're going per capita with this, right, bud?
You know, I tried to explain to a friend, because he's a younger fellow. He's just like, you know, a teenager, like 18 or whatever, right? And he seems to have it wrapped around his head, like, name better countries that are more prosperous and richer than America. And I said, there's plenty. He's like, well, we got the world's biggest GDP. I said, but that doesn't matter. So China's like, what is it? Is it the second world largest economy? See, GDP overall doesn't matter. It's good if you're a rich person, maybe, and you own the assets of said country. But in my opinion, a country is only as rich as its GDP per capita. And if your GDP per capita is dog shit, then your country, overall.
Well, remember, your exports buy your imports, right? So if you can't even do that, you're in trouble.
Well,
hold on.
To get installed to hold 2,000 new Lamborghinis.
What's going on?
Lamborghinis.
It's like the Buffett Warren billionaire says: the more you earn, the more
that
you
Ty
drive
Lopez
up here in the
guy,
Hollywood
he
Hills.
basically molested everyone on YouTube with his ads a couple of years ago. No, everyone hates him.
Really?
I hate his ads. He's annoying. You imagine when he was doing all those ads on YouTube? I'm just in my garage.
I'm doing it right now. I'm playing it right now with you on the phone.
It's the real reason I keep this Lamborghini here.
That he's a marketer for sure, at least, I guess. I don't know.
Is that it's a reminder that dreams are still possible.
13 Lamborghinis.
Yeah, I would rather, he's kind of in the same class as Robert Kiyosaki, or what do you call it, Robert Rich Dad Poor Dad. Except I think you could learn more from Rich Dad Poor Dad than this guy, Ted Lopez. I don't think he just sells a bunch of snake oil nonsense.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
At least Rich Dad Poor Dad, he does the same thing, but he gives you a bit of knowledge. This guy didn't give you anything.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, okay. So, what do you think is the if you had a choice to go teach English in the country, which one would you choose?
Japan. Well, wait, actually, it's not. It's not. The Japanese have a really harsh work ethic, to be honest with you. I would retire there, but I would not want to work there.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd say Europe, probably one of the richer European countries, probably. But then again, a lot of people speak English there, anyways.
Okay. Just wanted to throw that out there. All right. Anything else? Do you have any last words? Anything of importance you need to tell us?
You were talking about silver earlier and how the Comex does shorts, and they do naked shorts. They short silver that they do not have using paper, right?
Of course.
There's something funny about that. You know what they're doing with Bitcoin? There's a bit of manipulation going on with moving the price upwards. They're using stable coins. They're basically printing US dollars out of thin air called tethers and other stable coins. And then they naked short US dollars they don't have for Bitcoin. And it only goes up. It doesn't work in the short format.
Okay.
Meaning, the system only allows for you to bolster up the price of Bitcoin while also shorting the US dollar. I just find it funny that they found a way to use the elites' own weapons against them, basically short their fiat for Bitcoin. And there's some irony there. It's of course bad. It's manipulation, and if Tether ever went down, it would cause a massive crash in crypto. But I just find it funny that they're basically doing how the comments dealt with the Hunt brothers, right? They made it so you could only sell, you can't purchase contracts. Well, that's what they're doing with Tether. They make it so you can only buy silver. It's the polar opposite. You can only buy Bitcoin with Tether. You can't sell it though with Tether.
Yeah, so they're trying to.
Right now, there's people manipulating the price upwards, shorting the dollar that they don't have. I just find it funny.
Yep.
That long ago that I was in a little Lamborghini.
Other than that, I don't really know what else to say.
All right, dude. We'll have you on next week.
All right, ciao for now, buddy.
Ciao, buddy. Have a good night. All right, that's my man Leaf calling into the show.
Been on bookshelves in the Hollywood Hills with only $47 billion in my bank account, and only 47 Lamborghinis in my Lamborghini account, and only 47 hills in my Hollywood account, and only 47 TEDx talks.
Special shout out to James North, watching us in Dublin, Ireland. Shout outs to James North. All right, what's going on, people? Guys, I'm hot. This YouTube isn't working right. I'm trying my best. I don't know if YouTube is going through changes or what they're trying to do. Let me see here. The cops can't deal with shoplifters because of the drug problem. Health Science Center hospitals are like war zones. Nurses keep getting beat up by meth users. Where is this, Raven? I'm just reading the comment section for those that are listening to the show. For those that are listening and not watching the show or reading the comments, so there's a lot of people ask me to do that, and I keep forgetting. I am very sorry. Yeah, three. Leaf is saying, yeah, the live stream is constant. It's dying. Yeah, I'm having a lot of troubles here, guys, getting this thing to work. It's not my internet. I confirm that. I went through a few things. I got someone to check it out because look, I got a live stream here. I like live streaming, and basically, yeah. So the Raven's saying Winnipeg, and Jason is saying Winterpeg. It's out of control here. Yeah, dude, get to your cottage out in eastern Manitoba there. Get out to your cottage, close to the border of Ontario. All right. Who else could we get on the show here? Man, it's hot. It's hot. Whew. I don't know if it's hot in your neck of the woods, guys, but it's flaming hot here. Sorry, guys, for the connection. Hopefully, replay is nice and smooth. Hopefully, the replay is smooth for people watching this on replay. I'm really sorry. And not only that, it's hot. I'm trying my best to pull through this. All right, guys, because I like being with you guys. I like you guys. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get Supreme Cannon on. Supreme is away from the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Supreme Cannon is away from the phone. Oh, man, it's hot. Supreme Cannon's back on the phone.
Mikhail.
What's up, dog? How you doing?
Oh, this and that, you know. It's good. It's good, man. Hey, I see these videos of your store. I'm sorry I didn't get out there to give you a hand.
That's okay. That's okay. I still got that air conditioner to pull out.
Okay, yeah, give me the word on that. I'll.
That's a big job. It's not a big job. It's just not safe.
Yeah, it's more than one guy to do that for sure.
Yeah, the guys that installed that air conditioner took them 2 days to install it, and then once they plugged it in, they realized it didn't work.
Oh, fantastic! So it's just been sitting there gathering dust the whole time.
It's been there for
fantastic.
like I think they bought it. It was built.
Yeah.
It was the air conditioner was stamped, and we checked the manufacturing date, and it was made in 1975.
Oh, that figures, yeah.
Yeah, so I got a 12,000 BTU 9 square foot air conditioner to install.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And I already got the electrical outlet plug updated to support the air conditioner.
Good deal. So
everything's ready to go. It's just plug and play.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like I went down. I'm running at 0Ks. There we go. I'm back up again.
Yeah, I see your live stream offline. I should be looking at you again in a second. There you are.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Supreme, I'm going to be really frank with you, brother. It's not my internet. And I wish it was my internet because I could just call him up and give him shit, right?
Yeah, right.
But it's not my internet.
I don't. Yeah, usually when a stream cuts out like this, or you're playing a video on YouTube, it cuts out like this. Yeah, it's usually local internet. They're throttling you back. I don't know. Maybe they're losing a bunch of money and they're throttling all kinds of people back. Sounds like Belinda's doing okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. People are asking if I'm online. He's offline again. Yeah. Oh, man. 3 right guys is saying, my dude, YouTube is bipolar like a Bitcoin price. Yeah,
it is right now. I don't know. I've been watching YouTube all day. Haven't had a problem. This stream is on crack, man.
Yep, and it's saying here. It's even saying that it's not my price. It says here, it is YouTube's technicians are working on it.
Okay.
So,
well, there's been outages. I mean, Twitter went down for a while a couple of days ago, eh?
Yeah, Twitter went down. A lot
certain
of
areas.
Well, they went down because Donald Trump was having a speech at that time.
Oh, probably.
No, he invited everyone to the Rose Garden at the White House to talk about social media and social media platforms, and they didn't invite Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was probably a poke in the ribs because they've been throttling back a lot of conservative content. Oh, Facebook's been doing it too. These guys are tedious. They're not even hiding it. You know, it's like, well, they're just begging for a visit from, you know, the Justice Department. I mean, they've been summoned to Washington a couple times already. I think Facebook just got like a $5 billion fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
The problem is that, you know, that's a drop in the bucket for Facebook. What they need to do is have a couple of plainclothes guys go in and start hauling people out, putting them in a van.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll stop doing that. Yeah, they're really, really doing everything they can to throw stuff in front of Trump and all the things he is trying to do. Lots of people say he's a puppet. I don't agree.
Supreme. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, buddy. Do you think it's because I think this is why. It's because ever since Hillary Clinton lost the election, everyone's getting punished.
Oh yeah, no question about it. That it seemed to me, it just the feeling in the air at that time was there was some momentum. They were expecting her to get in there. They were expecting it, and they were already planning on all the things they were going to ramp up once she got in there. And then suddenly it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. And then somebody that had, at least in some regard, become marginalized by these other elites is in the White House, and they've been, trying to keep their own people pumped up that this guy is illegitimate and he needs to go. He needs to be impeached, and it's ridiculous. He was elected. Yeah. I mean, nobody called for Obama to be impeached. And if there's anybody that should be impeached, that was a guy.
Yeah, they should put in. They should raise the inflation level on the Nobel Peace Prize so Obama could get one every hour.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, that's the thing. They said Obama had a scandal-free presidency. Well, when you've got the collective press's tongue stuck so far up your butt, you can eat 2 ice cream cones at the same time. Yeah, you'd be scandal-free too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just garbage.
That's a bunch of garbage.
It's just a bunch of garbage. Yeah. Yeah, we don't know. Like there are multiple layers of governance, and whether it's a swamp or whether it's just the same old, Byzantine bureaucracy and corruption that you find in every other well-developed capital city. I don't. I think he's trying to do things. It's just basically he went to Washington with a pitchfork, and he's just been shoveling the whole time, and he's got people trying to stop him, and he's finding ways around it. It's not. Yeah, I see. Okay, he's a Zionist shill and the rest of it. You don't get elected if you're not a Zionist shill. You don't get to do anything if you're not a Zionist shill.
Right.
Right. Okay. I'm just reacting to something that 3 Right Guys there said. It's the fact is there are things that you have to do just to get in and do whatever. I mean, once you're there, you can maneuver. You have to talk up the stock market. You have to talk up the U.S. dollar. He's working with the tools he has.
Right. And that's his selling power. That's what makes him a good businessman.
Well, exactly right. Yeah. I mean, he was a developer in New York City, one of the oldest blue state and blue city, just famous for its corruption and cronyism and stuff like that. He was able to build and buy tall buildings there. He knows what he has to do to make stuff happen. So it's no different in Washington. And it doesn't matter what party you are or anything else.
So let me ask you something. What the heck is wrong with occasional Cortex? I know she's out of her mind, but why are these congressmen and politicians on the right, or even senators and stuff, why are they, how would you say it? Why are they entertaining her?
I guess because she got sent there by voters. So
why do they entertain her? Like, she's talking about the world's going to end in 13 years. We need to build a train to go to Hawaii. We need to put solar panels on everything. We need to get rid of all gas cars.
Yeah, the Green New Deal and all the rest of it. I think that she's just there to create chaos. I don't think she's there for anything else. I mean, she's obviously, the things she's saying are absolutely just completely off the chain. She's just a fool. But there are an awful lot of people, like I said, live in that bubble, that they're not going to remember what she said last week, and they're just going to get stirred up by what she's saying this week. And she's just there, and I don't even think she's saying these things on her own. I think she's saying what she's told to say. She doesn't belong there. She has no place being there. She's not even old enough. And she certainly doesn't have any evidence of maturity.
Well, she does, and I'll tell you why. She was a bartender.
Well, bartenders. I did a little tending bar myself when I was around that age, and yeah, you're part counselor, you're part hostage negotiator. Yeah, there's a certain amount of politics in that job, that's for sure.
Okay, let me reconfirm that. Let me say that she was a bartender in the Bronx.
Yeah, bartender in the Bronx, right? Well, that's the story anyway. Mm-hmm. She comes apparently from a fairly well-to-do family, and Yeah, Raven, that's right. Millennials love her. Now, blue state millennials love her. I don't think the ones in the red states care about her one way or the other. It's yeah. I mean, the constituency she's representing are fools. They don't live in the world the rest of us live in. And up to this time, thanks to funny money and and wealth transfers and all the rest of it, they haven't really suffered any major consequences yet for being so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the biggest problem with the world in the last 50 years is all these games they're playing and all this kick the can and moving the goalposts and financial shenanigans has been able to keep this illusion, this bubble of illusion, this dome of illusion suspended over us for probably 20 years longer than it ever would have been at any other time.
Right.
Like, the lie, everyone sees the lie, but they just tiptoe around and pretend that it doesn't exist to hope that they can make a few more bucks before it blows.
Okay, Supreme, now let's get to the questions I need to ask you.
Okay.
If you could retire to any country, which one would you choose?
Off the top of my head, if I could retire in any country, I would probably retire to a place like Portugal.
Really?
Yeah.
It does actually come in the top. It made 5 top 10 lists for the most welcoming.
Yeah.
And that made number 1 for most welcoming, cheapest and retirement, and cleanest and safest.
Yeah, and I like all those things, and affordable. I have some friends who he took early retirement for disability, poor guy, but they were living in the same trailer park I was living in up in the Caribou. Well, they bought an apartment in 2010 or 11 in Patras in Greece for $40,000, and I mean they had an orange tree in a pot on their veranda, like it was just a beautiful place and the people were friendly and everything was affordable. But he said it was still kind of a third world mentality. That's the thing about cultures like that. They're hundreds of years old. Yeah. And that's good because you need a certain continuity to have peace. Mm-hmm. It really is. You need so a place like Portugal, where the culture is still very ingrained, and you've got that old Mediterranean architecture, and the weather is moderate. I don't really want tropical.
Well, it's like a tropical dry in the middle, and then when you go down, it's tropical humid in the Algarve, but it's nice. You don't get mosquitoes, and you get the wind off the ocean.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's perfect. That's the kind of place that I would retire in. I would imagine that a country, I don't know about Costa Rica. I've been hearing middling things about that, but I've heard that Colombia, Ecuador is nice. Depends probably where you live.
Colombia is okay, but all the major cities are starting to get really dangerous right now.
Yeah.
I had a friend message me that he was across the street from an explosion in a nightclub.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure. I mean, between the drug cartels that they had there, although it seems like the major ones were eventually crushed. In Mexico, I have a couple of friends. They retired and they're building a house and a guest house on the Baja, and it looks like it's real nice. The water's good from the well there. It looks like it's going to work out really well for them. It's very affordable. And there's places like that yeah, there's lots of people there. I've heard Central Florida mentioned here.
Yeah,
that
Central Florida.
Yeah. You probably it's one of those places where you want to go. You want to have your money set up to go there. There was a book circulating around on some guys' channels about how to retire in Southeast Asia on $200K. Something like that. If you had something where you were getting 4 or 5% a year, and your rent was like $400 a month, and you could eat for half of that every month. Yeah, you could retire on the income from $200K in a lot of places in the world, but they're going to be second or third world, so obviously you're going to be in the better developed areas, and as long as you're happy staying there and don't want to go too far out the main drag, you're probably fine.
I have Imbek you in the comments saying, I have lived in Canada for 23 years and 20 in Japan. I can tell you firsthand, Japan is way safer than Canada, no comparison.
Oh yeah, and we all know why it is that way, and we all know, and that's why Canada used to be that safe, because it was a lot more homogenous.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belize sounds like it would be nice. In Asia, it sounds like Eastern Europe. I heard Estonia mentioned. Apparently, Poland and Hungary are nice. Romania, although there's a lot of organized crime there. But again, it's one of those things where if you stay close to the beach, and you stay away from the wrong people and stick more with the right people, you're probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mind the hot weather and humidity, maybe Vietnam, maybe Cambodia. It's just there's this. I have
Laos.
a feeling where Laos, yeah. What's your who's the fella who's living in Thailand now or was living in Thailand? That Australian fella. I forget his name now.
Pillowbox.
A pillbox, yeah. He said it was starting to actually get a little more dangerous there. I have a feeling there's so many expats now over there. Come into town, like the ugly American waving bills around and figuring they're going to scoop up all the local 20-somethings or something. I think you reach a point where people's tolerance gets a little stretched a little thin. Kind of like what's happening here. We still really haven't assimilated all of the the Ukrainians and the Poles from World War II, and we're already being told that we have to tolerate a whole bunch more people that really have no intention of fitting in here.
Yeah.
And it's creating instability, and it's undermining prosperity, and it's driving down wages, and all of those things are making this place not what it used to be. I think that Canada could still be that way, but I think it's going to be pockets. It's going to be places where you like you've mentioned before, Mike, you set up a little town or a community of your own, or you just got a bunch of people, whether through previous agreement or just by chance, happen to converge on one area and buy up the towns and, buy up all the real estate in town, and they just own it.
Yeah. Like I said,
then you control it.
2 doctors, okay, 2 doctors, 1 surgeon, 1 scientist, 1, you know what I'm saying? One like geologist. We get all these different workers, laborers, and we have everybody go, and we all agree to buy in one town, and we a small hick list off the map town, and we make it ours.
Yeah, you bet. And if you've got anything that needs to be settled in terms of disagreements or something like that, well, probably we'll just put stocks in the main square, and people can get locked into the stocks for the day, and people can throw apples and oranges and tomatoes at them or something like that, or a boxing ring, or
we keep it below the radar, so we don't get no RCMP in there or any private, and small enough that it doesn't require a city police.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, something where it's I've seen there was a little town just inland from Mazatlan in Mexico. It's called I believe it's called Concordia, and it was like that. It was 2,000 people, and it was about 10 miles out of Mazatlan city limits. It had a wall around it. There were 2,000 people that lived there, and they had there was one baker in town. There was one shoe repair guy. There was one guy that made those pretty colored tiles. They basically had their own contained economy. So then they, you were, it was a gated community, but not the white bread liberal kind of gated community. It was just actually a kind of a closed society where the people said, okay, well, if you're going to live here in Concordia, then, you're going to participate, you're going to work, and you're going to agree to be you're going to agree to cooperate. You come in with a trade or skill or willingness to work, and we'll put you to work, and we'll all basically support ourselves this way and deal with the outside.
We try to get our electricity off grid, so everybody doesn't have to pay, and we all contribute. We all contribute to maintaining the infrastructure.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's kind of a couple of intersecting curves. You want some infrastructure, but you want it to be sustainable.
Yeah, like I said, we could completely put the town off grid. With everybody must get solar panels for their roof, and then we, as a whole, the town will sell their electricity back to the city at profit, so that we can use the proceeds that come in to buy medicines and stuff that we need from outside.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, do things that will generate revenue so that you can get the things you need from the big town, because you're going to need it anyway. There's always tools. I mean, even in the old settler days, there was that once a month where you loaded up the buckboard and you went into town to get sugar and flour and bullets or whatever else, right? So, or get your farm tools fixed, get your plow fixed, right? Something like that. So there's a lot of benefits to being close to civilization, but I'm all for being, where you live a sufficient distance from it, that it's not screwing up your life.
No.
I think the big cities need to die out anyway. They need to hollow out. They really do.
But you know where I live. You've seen where I lived. You've seen my lifestyle. You see, like, I'm living like a retirement, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've got a job, you're doing something you like to do, it turns over the cash, your house is paid off, vehicles are paid off, you got no debt. You are now where a lot of people, they don't get to until they're in their mid 50s, if they get there at all. And you're living it and it's sustainable, and you've got a wife that's a teammate and wants to see that succeed, and you've got a family and you go home to them every night. And you're working hours that, it's the thing about having a business is you own a business, it owns you too. You got to be there and have the door open and all the rest of it. But you're doing it at a pace where, again, those lines intersect where, I got to be there and do this stuff, but it's doing what it needs to do.
Well, you see what I do. I make videos, I watch TV.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can't run a stream like this and put out the number of videos you do if you're not constantly reading.
Right.
If you're not constantly watching videos, if you're not constantly seeing what other people are up to and what's going on, And that takes time too, to be interested in the world and to have this kind of information at our fingertips, frankly, is too addictive for me. They really should have a 12-step program for YouTube addicts. I'd be one of the first members for sure. But it's just fascinating. Your head just fizzes after a while with all this stuff, but it's still fascinating. We've got a chance now for a critical mass of people, and it will probably never be a majority, but a critical mass of people that have the information to fight City Hall, to fight the system. And you don't have to take up guns to do it. All you have to do is not play the game. They can't force you. They want to. They want to go cashless, right? They want to chip everybody. Of course they want to do all that stuff. There's been weird freaks like that since the beginning of time.
Right.
That it never ends.
Even
always
a good depiction of it was with the Book of Revelations by John when he wrote the Book of Revelations.
Yeah.
He discussed at the time of Nero, when Nero was doing exactly what we're doing today.
Yeah, that's right. Nero and Domitian and these guys, and they were not nice people.
But
man.
they didn't chip people. They branded them back in the day.
They branded them, or they did a census every 10 years, and you had to show up and either bow down to Caesar. You had to worship Caesar's god. You could have your own gods, but Caesar was the god. And, people probably found ways to work around that. Or just like, okay, whatever, I got to do what I got to do, so they'll leave me alone. Who cares? Or just disappear. But the idea that the kind of control they're trying to put us under is something new is not true either. Remember what we were talking about a couple weeks ago about the Age of Enlightenment, right? Well, that was during the time of the divine right of kings. Okay, every person that lived in one of those monarchies was considered the personal property of the sovereign. They could walk around, they had certain laws and rights and things that they could do, but in the end, and this really continued until really the Great War, you were a subject, you were an economic production unit, you were a property of the royal family of your country.
A serf.
You were a serf, yeah, essentially. You might be a prosperous merchant, you might be an industrialist, you might have a big estate house and all kinds of things, but in the end, you were still, no one was richer or more powerful than the guy sitting in the palace.
That's right.
He trumped you at all times. So and that really, it's been a fight against that throughout history.
It has.
And it will continue, and it will swing back and forth. In terms of the things happening in the Book of Revelation, well, the technology it seems to be getting to the point that it's possible. But the problem is, of course, is that we've had the Book of Revelation for about 1,1500 years since the Catholic Church compiled the Bible, and have been watching for it the whole time. So it's kind of like they can't really sneak it up on you. And every time they try to force it on you, people manage to defeat it somehow. And I'll be honest with you, I think we're going to defeat it again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's inevitable. I mean, it has been a constant struggle against people trying to steal your wealth and to disenfranchise you and prevent you from leaving any kind of legacy for your children. This crap has been going on forever, certainly since Marxism took hold.
Yep. The turn of the century.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's people are getting mad, but they're also getting informed.
Okay, I got a question here from Chris Valkiu. Asked me, Mike, I have a question for you. Why do you support dictator like Maduro? No, I don't. It's not that I support Maduro. Is Maduro won the election?
Yeah,
Maduro was on the pollsters. Maduro was on the up on the podium. It was Maduro and Falcon were the only two people to vote for. Okay, there was nobody else. And then now this other guy came in. What the hell's that clown's name? That the
Guaido?
U.S. is trying to put in power?
Guaido.
That guy that was never on the pollsters. And Venezuela has one of the most transparent. They use barometrics for their voting, and Maduro won by a landslide.
Absolutely. And
the observers were Poland, Australia, Germany, France, and I think it was South Africa.
Yeah, that's right. Maduro won the election. He's way more legitimate than anybody else.
But then this other guy, Guaido, he wasn't on the pollsters. He wasn't on the thing. He never made the news. He was a nobody. And then now America's saying he won the election.
Yeah, that's right. And this has happened a lot too when there's regime change. There's always somebody that they prop up and say that this was the rightful guy. This is the guy that should have been there. And then the media paints this halo around him and says he's the freedom fighter that's going to bring liberty and democracy to the people. And nobody heard of him, a week ago, kind of a thing, right?
Yeah, he was never in anything. He had no. I know he went to Harvard. I know he went. I think he was handpicked by the CIA.
Oh, guaranteed he was. This kind of thing has happened before. Yeah, it's like the Shah of Iran. It was the same thing. They had a democracy there, and then the CIA went in and got them. Mossadegh got him executed, put in the Shah of Iran, and because he was friendly to the United States, and then they could control the oil and all the rest of it. Yeah, no, they tried to do it. The remarkable thing about it this time is that everybody knows it. And they've been interfering with the U.S. and at least the CIA, insofar as they don't just do whatever the hell they want to do. They have prevented it from happening. No, Maduro is a socialist, and they're doing everything they can to make sure that things fail there. But the
thing is, he won the election fair and square. That's what I'm getting at, right? And if we can't support a democracy of someone that was voted in legally by the people, then what do we do?
Yeah, well, you gotta keep this in mind too. You think about how the hell does someone like Maduro get elected? Well, how do people like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and Justin Trudeau get elected? The reality is that a lot of people are just stupid. Right? Like, they're just morons. One of my favorite bloggers, he had an acronym, MPAI. Most people are idiots. You just have to assume they're just NPCs and they don't think. That's all. They just don't think, oh, well, this sounds good. Trudeau got elected because he had good hair. Yeah, it's just what Canada needed. Right? Yeah. That's just exactly what we needed. But what do you do?
Somebody from a Head and Shoulders commercial.
Somebody from a Head Shoulders commercial, and they just, oh my God, I just love him. You know what I mean? And how the hell? You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, like, what the hell, people? Really? Yes, they're that stupid. How can you be that stupid and be swimming in gravy? Well, the thing about democracy is it does tend to regulate itself somewhat. And no matter how much people talk about socialism, the first time that they can't get a soy latte at Starbucks, that will be the end of socialism. Their ideology is a mile wide and an inch deep. It's really not something. It causes trouble in the short term.
Yeah.
But in the end, people go, what the hell? This place used to be run so much better. And then they elect somebody to clean it up, right? New York in the 70s was a shite hole,
Yeah.
right? And then they elected Rudy Giuliani, and he turned the place around.
He did gentrified the packing district and all the way up pretty much east of Broadway, cleaned up to Harlem.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, he turned New York around financially and brought law and order, and he didn't have to impose martial law to do any of it.
Nope.
It was actually fairly simple, the things that he did. And we've talked about social credit, okay? Well, he did something similar. It's just you didn't have cameras on every street corner. He just had New York's finest out walking beats, and if they saw somebody doing something minor like spitting their gum or dropping trash or landlords not fixing their windows, well, he made them pay for it, and they stopped doing it. And he undid the chaos. And as soon as you undo the chaos, property values and people's general morale begins to climb, and they start to take more pride. People are so malleable that way, Mike. If you can impose some law and order, and you can, or more importantly, I think, reward the people who follow the rules. Mm-hmm. And are good neighbors and are considerate and run honest businesses. If those people are being rewarded for that, if they're seeing some positive change from that behavior, then it spreads, right? I mean, the last 50 years, we're spreading rebellion, we're spreading drug culture, we're spreading sexual liberation. We're just spelling out everybody be a dirtbag because it's freedom.
But remember, did you see that video I did, Morning Coffee with Mike? Mentality inflation?
Yeah, I watched about half of it, and I had to go.
But do you remember, you see what I was saying, how, like, as more time goes by, technologically, we get more advanced, but we're just becoming more and more spaced out.
Yeah, well, we get atomized, we get socially isolated, and the thing about it is if you're living in a society where even just the illusion of prosperity gives people that amount of time to walk around with their face in their phone all day and believe all kinds of stupid things and not suffer consequences that people suffered for thousands of years for being this stupid.
Right.
Okay, you've suspended reality. You've suspended logos. Like the truth. You've suspended the truth. And when you tell people that whatever bloody ridiculous thing they believe is just as valid as the guy next door believes, and nobody ever seems to suffer consequences for it, you create a lot of really self-absorbed and very unthoughtful people. You just tell everybody, oh, you want that? Oh, you're right. What's that? Your 6-year-old kid is actually a girl? Oh, you're right. You should do that. Oh, you want to go $200,000 in debt to study Polynesian underwater basket weaving? Well, that's what you should do. Follow your dreams, right? Yeah. Any freaking ridiculous thing anybody comes up with, they've got cheerleaders saying, yeah, you go, you do that. And you just don't have like that grizzled old grandma and grandpa that would say, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and whack you upside the head, which unfortunately is what a lot of these people need. Yeah. And they haven't had that for a long time. So it's reached a point where, when the circumstances do start to show up, when the gods of the copybook headings come running into town, if you ever read that old Kipling poem, when reality shows up, it's going to be traumatic for people, and we're just going to be standing there laughing, shaking our head and going, you did not see this coming? Are you drunk? It's ridiculous. Yeah, mentality inflation. Exactly. It's like we're in a mentality bubble where anybody can believe that their woo-woo crystals are going to help them tell a future, and they could probably get someone to pay them to do it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Right. And oh yeah, you're right. And pat them all on the head. And they're just strong, brave, and amazing, even though they're morons. And we're standing here watching them as like, you can't possibly believe that. This is not going to end well. And then it gets to the point where you're not even allowed to say things like that because we don't need your negative energy, man.
So what should we do next week's show on? We did a top 10 countries, talked a little bit of economy and mentality. What should we do next week? A good, strong show. I want to do something.
You know what? I just see an idea here. Penelope drops that Generation X is getting pretty primed to be the grumpy old farts. Why don't we talk about that forgotten generation next week? What do you think?
Yeah, of course.
Generation X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're kind of the ones that watched it melt down.
Well, yeah,
You know?
because we were around the 80s.
Yeah.
We knew what the good life tasted like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we know what they're not getting now, what the millennials aren't getting now.
That's right. And I feel sorry for the millennials. I do.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you know,
Oh, son, in 40 years of working, you'll be able to put a down payment on your house, son.
yeah. No, it's outlandish what's happening with the millennials. And the ones that make us roll our eyes about how stupid they are, like occasional Cortex. You know what? She lived a privileged life and no one ever told her no. Like how would you expect her to turn out? And to believe that anything that she has to say and any opinion she has is just as valid as some 55-year-old guy sitting across from her trying to explain immigration law, and probably shaking his head like, I can't believe I'm talking to this person. Like, what has gone wrong with my country that someone like this could be sitting across the aisle from me? Like, what the hell went wrong? But the fact is their parents never had time to teach them, probably didn't know much themselves because they were too busy out, making money and spinning the big wheel of fornication and all the other stupid things that they've been doing for the last 50 years. And we're just reaching the point where we got a bunch of people that are not prepared for the inevitable consequences. And I feel sad for them for that because we've seen it coming. And I mean, it's torturous for me because I've been watching this for a long time and I've got kids out there too. But Mike, we got a payroll of 16 in my company and 5 of them are millennial guys, like 30 and under.
Okay.
And they're great. They're salt of the earth. Yeah, and it's kind of convinced me that the idea of old school or old guard, it isn't really something that has to do with age. It's something you've got in your soul. You either have it or you don't. Because they're all good workers and they love working in the woods and they love what they're doing and they all get along great and they're respectful to their elders and you know what, they're just decent dudes. They really are.
Can I, guys, if people are someone asking me on Skype, what's the Generation X? Generation X is I call it the MTV generation.
Yeah, pretty much. Generation X roughly is 1965 to 1980. Some say it starts about 1962. Some say it goes to 84. But basically, my definition of it, or the definition I see the most, is 1965 to 1980. I was born in 65, so I'm right on the tail end of that boomer thing. But I have an aunt who's exactly 1 year older than me. And yeah, our mindsets are completely different.
Yeah.
It is like it was a cut. 1965 was kind of a cutoff for all kinds of reasons. All kinds of things started going wrong after that anyway.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I got, I wanted to ask you, Supreme, did you watch that World War II video I told you to watch?
I watched most of the first one, yeah. It was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. Do you notice how it's non-biased and actually tells you what the heck was happening?
Yeah, well, I like that. I like to see more of that. I definitely approve of more things like that because it's Germany was an advanced and a scientifically and technologically advanced society. It was a very immoral society. They did not. But it had a very tortured past because it was divided at one time into a bunch of little states that were constantly being walked over by all their big neighbors. It was just an absolute miracle when it became a united nation, and it probably was very exciting for them. But yeah, they got let down pretty badly. It's not too difficult to see why they initially welcomed someone like Hitler to bring some order.
Guys, I put a link in the chat, guys. I want you guys to watch this on BitChute. Hopefully BitChute will allow us to start streaming soon. I can have a million subscribers on YouTube, and I'll have less than 300 people watching me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I stream live. So there's no, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how many subs you have. The problem is, okay, Supreme, you know firsthand they're throttling me back, right? You saw my analytics. I showed you, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. They're doing it. Whether it's somebody in an office that with pink hair and a nose ring that pushed a button, or whether it's an algorithm doing it, yes, you're definitely being throttled back.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was making some decent income off it, and then it just fell off of the face of the earth.
Yeah, that's one of the
TEDx
most
talk.
disappointing things about the internet is that it seemed like it was going to be this wide open space where people could go on and just produce whatever content, and they can and make as much money as they want. But now that the political side of it has really come out, especially since 2016, yeah, a lot of people are getting they're getting kneecapped. It's really disappointing to me because it seemed to me for the longest time that YouTube was kind of like the internet was supposed to be the wild frontier, and they're trying to domesticate it, and it's not going to work in the end.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's look at what's trending on YouTube right now. I made a mistake. Ed Sheeran, Travis Scott, Emma Chamberlain, and Ethan Dolan speak out about their relationship. Wow, that has a lot of views.
Yeah.
This is all important stuff. This guy makes avocados, pancakes with pineapples. Giant Monopoly. Insane paintball. Shoot the person in the giant Minecraft fort. Humongous, not humongous. Humongous wax bottle.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There's nothing here. Smart people fixing things. Random noodles.
Yeah.
So somebody making something out of noodles.
Yeah.
It's like
and some of these have millions of views, don't they?
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands or millions of views. Yeah.
Millions, dude. We're talking millions.
Oh,
Taco Bell deep fried crunch wrap. Goes undercover on Reddit. NBA free agency. Collecting the Dead Part 1. My house is haunted. I gave myself the awful ramen nails.
Ugh.
Let's make donuts.
Well, we have one thing on our side, Mike. We're not these people.
Yeah, you know what?
We don't have to go where they're going.
I don't think I could sit through any one of these videos. I was watching one the other day. I was telling you. It was all F-bombs, and it's got like 2 million views on it.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting. And a lot of this there's young kids watching this stuff too.
Yeah, and it's all F-bombs and F that and F this. I'm like, whoa, if I did that on my channel, they'll boot me the hell off. They'll find a reason to get rid of me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, they let stuff like that go because it increases the corruption. And it maintains the corruption. They're fine with that. It's got nothing to do with freedom. These people aren't liberals. They want chaos so that they can get control.
Guys, don't forget to get me on alsominds.com. Also, don't forget to buy me a coffee on Patreon if you want to buy me a coffee, $1 per month. And I'm also on Subscribestar. And again, BitChute. Get on BitChute, guys. I'll leave a link to that World War I video. World War II video. I own the rights to it, by the way, from King Videos, eh?
Yeah, I see that, yeah. Yeah, you got a little intro on there. How did you find that? How did you buy the rights to that?
It's weird because there was this website that people would allow to sell rights or temporary licensing for certain things.
Okay.
And I went on it. This was like I think 8 or 9 years ago, and I found some things you could buy. Right, like there were some people were selling like stupid, outlandish things for $3,000 for a little lyric, or $2,000 for this clip, or green screening stuff, or stuff for green screening. And you don't have to create your own airplane in the air. You could just green screen it through their, you know what I mean, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I saw videos too that were selling licensing for it, right? So I'm like, okay. So I bought it on my credit card.
Nice.
And I've never had a problem on YouTube. They're all on YouTube. I've never got flagged. They sent me a request. Then I gave them they give me a number when I buy the rights to use it in a video, or because I could buy the video to use it in videos. Okay. If I wanted to. But I did it in a way where I just have it and I just upload the whole video. I don't cut it up.
Right. So there's a website or something where you can go and actually buy the rights to videos?
I got to remember, I haven't been there in like an 8-9 years. It's been many years. I just went in there to browse green screening effects.
Okay.
And music that I could buy rights to. or buy a license to use in a video.
Sure.
Right? So all I did was just upload the whole video. Because usually people take those videos for footage, and if they want to cover a story, they could find the footage easily, because that video is an hour and a half long, and that's only part 1.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
because somebody else produced that video and did the narration, and they did all the production and everything on it, and then I guess it just went out, became free domain, or nobody monetized it, obviously, and you were just able to buy it. Well, that's good to know.
There's other things I have too. There's other videos, but they're not war related though. It's other stuff.
No, okay.
Like this music that I bought for my video game channel that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I bought music for that. So the music,
okay.
So I don't get flagged, because they will just shut down my channel.
Right.
So there's like 13 songs I bought, right? And then I use some of it for some of the stuff I'm working on, like for videos, and then some of the stuff I'm working on for, like short clips that I work on, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I have a whole file on it. I have a whole file. I can show you all the stuff I own that I bought that I have a license for.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's nothing like Michael Jackson buying the rights for Happy Birthday or the Beatles songs, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's right. Yeah, no, there's not going to be that kind of revenue. It's small potatoes, but you can actually own that stuff.
Yes, you can.
For content producers, more of our, say political persuasion, that you would think would be, a possible tool.
Mm-hmm.
It's something it's good to know. I mean, it's something that I didn't know. It makes perfect sense now that I see you've done that. But I'm because if you own the rights to that video like that, you could put your own voiceovers and commercials or ads or commentary into it too, couldn't you? You could cut and paste it into segments, do whatever you want with it.
But the licensing expires, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to expire in 2023 or 2027. I got to check.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's under another email I had back in the day. So.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
When you come and see me, I'm gonna see if that site's even available. It's like a GoDaddy site where you buy domains.
Yeah.
But instead you're buying music, you're buying clips, video clips, green screening. Like I said, I got into it for green screening.
Right. Yeah, there's probably people that just produce intro music. Mm-hmm. And whatever, and they just want to get it out there so that they can get their name out there and get their work out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so just sell the rights to it, and there you go. They probably, if they don't get a royalty for it being played, well, then they get the publicity of it. So it's still advertising, even if someone else.
Watch, I'm playing it right now. Hold on.
The idealism that permeated Versailles, the Congress of the U.S. refused to ratify the treaty. America was to have nothing to do with the League, nothing to do with policing the system of security that the treaty created. America had vast problems of its own, dealing with the economic chaos of the Great Depression and the Wall Street crash. It was chaos that affected industry and agriculture alike, causing mass unemployment.
The chute's running nice and smooth right now.
Movements of population. It was a time of civil unrest, with mass protests before the White House. General Douglas MacArthur earned himself a different niche in history, as he commanded U.S. troops to prepare
there was a time in Canada where you couldn't own like a radio, to listen to CBC or whatever without a license. You still have something like that in Britain, I guess. You had to have a license to own a radio or any kind of telecommunication equipment in Canada. There's been all kinds of restrictions and requirements that have been rolled back, not just imposed. Mm-hmm. So I believe it's a pendulum, and it just people get sick of it, and we're not. We put up with a lot of stuff in Canada, and we're scattered, so it's pretty rare where you have you'd have a general uprising. You wouldn't have, like we've talked about before, you wouldn't have a yellow vest uprising. The biggest cities we have are all solid red liberal anyway, so they're gonna go out in the street and protest the climate or some frickin' thing. They're not gonna protest the curtailment of their rights, because they don't really care. I mean, all they want is to sit and watch those ridiculous things that you saw on YouTube and drink soy lattes, so they don't care that much. and maintain the illusion of prosperity.
Yep. That's a good keyword, illusion.
Yeah, it's an illusion. Yeah, and most of them, they know they're broke, but they live in the city. Oh well, I live in the city. I don't need a car because I want to save the planet. Well, no, it's just because you're a lying piece of crap. You can't afford a car because you're broke.
Like my wife, when I first met my wife, and I was saying, I had people complaining to me because I was driving my Corvette and it was a convertible, it was a beautiful Corvette. And then my wife says, "Oh, those guys are losers. If you gave them the keys to your car, they'll take it and run."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those environmental huppies or whatever you want to call them. Those guys that are just there, save the whales, and why you're driving a Corvette for? It burns too much fuel. It's toxic. Here's the keys. Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.
That's right, and they take it tomorrow. Yeah. Why? Because chicks.
Yeah,
buddy. Chicks. Yeah. No, it's they keep up the talk until something comes along. It's like when Bitcoin, when crypto started to take off a year and a half ago. There were a lot of people that were living like that, and they, and the people kind of bumble along and put their happy face on. They want everybody to, they want the happy pictures for Instagram and Facebook, right? And then something comes along where they, holy cow, you mean I could be rich? You mean this thing's going to go to the moon, and I'm in on the ground floor, and I'm going to get rich, and I'm going to be part of the new elite? And what did they do? Well, they loaded up their credit cards and their home equity and everything else, and because they were going to the moon, Alice, to the freaking moon, right? And then it crashed, like it always does. I've mentioned it before. I saw it in the .com thing too. I had friends that got burned bad, took out second mortgages on their homes to buy Qualcomm and Sierra Wireless and stuff like that. And they got hurt. They got hurt bad.
Yeah.
It all came back, but.
Supreme, I'm falling asleep, buddy.
Yeah, well, I'm droning on here too. So.
And I'm hot. I'm really hot, and I'm out of water.
Yeah, it's bad there, eh? Yeah, I'm lucky. I live in this. I have the opposite problem. This suite that I live in, they keep the air conditioning on till way too late in the day. So yeah, you could probably freeze ice cubes down here when I get home from work.
Oh, you're lucky, dude. Well, I'm pretty hot.
No complaints.
Well, next week maybe we'll do a Generation X discussion.
Yeah, we could. I mean, we probably got boomers on this stream. You definitely got millennials on this stream. We might just wind up doing the generations one by one. We probably there's probably a lot of misconceptions about all of them anyway. But yeah, I think Generation X, just because it seems to be the middle child of history, the forgotten ones. Okay. We saw a lot. So we've got stories to tell. The ones of us.
I had a good taste of the good life. I know what it was like, and I'm trying to give my kids that same thing. And people are like, "Oh, you're just spoiling your kids." No, I just want to give them the taste of the good life that everybody had at one time.
That's right. And the important thing is the good life that's attainable too. I think the cruelest thing that's done to millennials is, they had their boomer parents that, and they lived in this luxury and very permissive lifestyles. And they did not understand that it wasn't going to continue when they got their education and went out into the world. That the things that their parents did was pretty much a one and done. It's not coming back. The prosperity of the boomer days, if it does come back, it'll be much later. Probably Generation Z or something. There's gonna have to be a reset, and it's gonna hurt, but new opportunities will be created. Yeah. Okay,
Supreme.
Okay, buddy. Well, I've eaten up most of the stream again, as always. So thank you.
No, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. I'm gonna, like I said, I usually leave you on for last because we're on the same time zone.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of people are on weird time zones. There's people watching this from Australia right now. It's like 2 p.m, and then there's people now watching it in New York, and it's like 2 a.m. So
it's 2 a.m, 2:30 in the morning. Yeah. No, that's painful.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, guys, I'm not so up. I was so excited to come and do the show tonight. I spent some time with my dad because he's here at the house, and then I was so excited to come and do the show for you guys, and then I got shut down 4 times in a row to get the stream up and running. It just kind of took it out of me. I was kind of upset.
I'm shocked that my Skype lasted for this whole call. I think this is the second time it's ever happened. So yeah, I can't complain about that.
Yeah, Conctative Rue is telling me it's 4 p.m. local time here in Australia.
Oh God. Okay, well that's not so bad. It's not 4 a.m. There's some real diehards on here right now.
Yeah, there's people in the UK watching this. It's like 3 a.m. there now.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Thanks a lot, guys.
No, Supreme, God bless you. And try and see if you could come by and check out the new store when you get a chance sometime next week or the week after.
Yeah, for sure. My weekdays now are I mean, they're pretty slammed, but if I get a chance to get away early one day, one afternoon, sometime this week, I'll definitely beetle out there and see what you got going on. Maybe we can tackle that air conditioner.
Yep. Thanks so much, Supreme.
Okay, buddy. All right. God bless everyone and stay safe. Talk to you soon, Mike. Okay, bye for now.
That's our man, Supreme Cannon, who is local to me. Not far at all. Guys, I'm hot. And I didn't have too good of a start of a show because I was kind of feeling down about that whole not getting this thing off the ground. This show was so hard to get it streamed. Guys, go to the channel. If you want to support the transmission, go into the channel and just share something. Share something to Twitter. Share something to Facebook. Share something. I don't care. Share it somewhere. Go to my channel and share something. Look at this. Game Store Business from Scratch. This is a great series. This is my first store. No, this is my 5th store I opened. And it's a great series if you want to see my existing business in Vancouver and the business I opened in the store I'm in now, and then now the store I'm moving into. You know? Christian Worthington has a good comment there, basically saying that first generation earns it, second generation pisses it away. That's true. Guys, I'm going to ask you for a big favor, okay? This time I am I'm going to ask for something a little bit bigger than usual. I'm not asking for anything in specific, but I'm going to ask you guys watching right now, if you're still watching me right now, I'm going to ask for a small, itsy bitsy favor. I need you guys to subscribe to my Handheld Junkie channel. I'm going to go to it right now. I have a channel here called Handheld Junkie, and I worked so hard to make this channel, guys, and I really took my time. You don't have to watch anything on here. You don't have to ring the bell. All I'm asking is that you subscribe to this channel, because this channel is done by the book, by YouTube's book. There's no links in any of the comments. Everything is done by the book. And I've worked so hard building this channel, guys. I have almost 100 videos on here, but it's suppressed. It's compressed. So there it is, Handheld Junkie channel. Subscribe to it. You don't have to watch anything on there. Don't ring the bell. All I'm asking is just to subscribe to it. I want to see if I can get it at least to 1,000 subs. I'm almost halfway there, so support it if you want to support me in any way possible. That's all I ask, guy. Mike, you got viewers from Argentina. Of course I do. I get viewers from everywhere, I say. Y yo hablo español. Tú sabes. Entonces, quiero tomar algo. Estoy quedando muy seco. Anyways, guys. Yes, I got people from... Yes, sí. Yo tengo un montón de gente de Latinoamérica, América Central, América Norte. Montón de gente. Yo conozco gente por el mundo todo. Órale. Okay, guys, I'm done, man. I am done. I'm finished. I'm done. I'm going to go to sleep. Subscribe to my Handheld Junkie. I'll leave a link in it again. I need the support, guys. You don't have to watch it. Don't watch it. Don't worry about it. Once I get to a certain amount of subscribers, then what happens is... then I think they unlock my channel and allow me to live stream on it and do other things on that. Because this one is like, I'm kind of making it my retirement channel. And hopefully I can get this generating some revenue because it's all done by the book. Anyways, guys, have a good night. Get some sleep, people, if it's night. And for the people, diehards, going through the morning, watching Mike in the Night, thanks so much. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good night, and yeah, I'll make a video tomorrow, and I'll do an update on the shop and what's going on, okay?